Hi everyone. In this lesson, let's deal with our env variables that exist both on the front end and back end. We currently have many strings like this in various places, and that's not good because we neither know their types nor what they actually are. Let's do it properly. For this, we'll also create an env.ts file in the shared package. New file, nv.ts. However, in shared, we won't create .env files because shared is just gathering. It takes them from the back end and front end. Here, we just need to validate them. What do we need here? First, we'll define the object with these envs, so we call it raw. And we very simply define how they should be formed here. It should be formed either from there or from there. Then we define our z object, just like in other nvts files, and we parse raw into typed ones. And we get such an object. Nothing fundamentally difficult. Now we need to apply this. So, let's do it. All right. Import shardinv from n to h. Okay, we no longer need the cloudinary cloud name here. And we can just insert it here right away. Cloudinary cloud name. Great. And we can add a line break here. So, where else do we need it? In S3. Let's add to S3. We don't need this variable separately anymore. And here's the S3 URL. Okay? Then we also have it in the web app. So, where? In routes. In pump get road, utils. Utils, pump get road, right here. So, we're also importing shard URL, but this time from the package shardinv, from the shard package. Great. Okay. Yeah, we don't really need base URL here either, but we need to use webapp.url right here. So, excellent. So, where else? So, principally replace the files. Let's check if our backend frontend is currently running properly. Backend frontend. So, it's running fine. What do we have in the browser? The browser is working fine. Let's check the test. pnpm test. With errors. So, let's run it separately on the backend. Let's run pnpm test and see errors in a normal format. Tests have failed. So, well, there's a catch here. When we want to run tests, we need to remember to call the test migrations. We have a PMT script for this. Just a reminder, on the backend, here's PMT. Prism migrate deploy for tests. So, let's call it and run the tests again. pnpm b test. So, well, they work on the backend. pnpm web app test. So, there's an error here. Look what it's complaining about. On pump get road. And it says that the cloudinary cloud name is not found, and the S3 URL is not found. So, why? Why? One moment. Okay, and this happens because of the following. When we call this test, this function is also invoked. This function requests sharedinv. Sharedinv tries to find these variables. webapp.url is found. There's no error for it because we forcefully set webapp.url right here. Yes. And the other env variables don't appear there because the script responsible for pulling these envs from the env file is not called anywhere. Because of this, we actually need to fix our package JSON and the way tests are run. Currently, we just run jest, but in unit tests, env variables are not initialized at all because we don't import env there. We need to add the following. Use .env and, as usual, pass .env into the file and overwrite it with what is in .env.test. So, now this should theoretically work. Good. Okay, not bad. What's the situation now? Now the situation is that we've overwritten this in the process env, and then okay, moment. Yes, the web app URL was set incorrectly. Why was it set incorrectly? We supposedly specified it, because if we look at shared env in the web app URL, it first takes what's in the white web app URL, and if nothing is found there, then it goes to the web app URL. So, in this regard, we need to write this line differently. Let's fix it straight away in shared env itself. So it will be like this. We erase this. We don't need this either. Here. And there's a note like this. Where is shared env? I'll delete it. Okay. We import shared env, and we change what we need directly in shared env. That's how it will be. Import shared env, and here, look like this. Okay, let's run it again. All right. PNPM btest. Everything works here too. Well, since we're dealing with env, I suggest we do something else. Now, if we look at where we actually import this env, it may turn out that in some places we import it below something else. Our env file is responsible for loading these env variables. It can happen that something in your file uses env variables before they're loaded, which is not good. Therefore, the rule should be, if you're loading env, load them before anything else. We need to fix import order so env is always loaded first. But now the linter complains and tries to move it. Let's address this now to avoid problems later. We basically have everything ready. This concerns us in the backend. Let's go to ESLint-RC. Here, we have already set the order for integration tests. And with the same logic, say files ending in .inv should be placed before built-ins. The builds go at the very beginning, so it will be at the very top. All right, we did it. And now we can look at some file where it wasn't like that. Done. To automatically fix it in all files, you can call pnpm lint and two fixes. But when you commit, this command would be triggered anyway. As you can see, 8 files were edited, called the fix. Now it's 18. It just fixed the order everywhere. It's good that it put them at the top everywhere. Great. We sorted out the share envs and can move on. Thank you all.